Dun, 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 dun. It's your boy Big Vern. This is season 5 here at App Stupid Studio, the fastest growing sports and entertainment channel on these YouTube streets. We do it all here. We cover the NFL, college football, basketball, NBA, and college, boxing, you name it, we do it. We don't really get into the gossip thing. We stay clear of that. This is strictly sports and our takes. So sit back, relax. You in good hands for the next hour. It's your boy Big Vern. Give me a beat.
What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios on a beautiful Monday here in the Midwest. The high today is going to be about 76. They're calling for showers and storms. So if you got to get your pets out, get them out early. Get them back inside where it's nice and dry. Action-packed show lined up for you today. Keyshawn Davis, the businessman. Yep, he bungled the bag. ESPN, the complete debacle. Kind of a shit show that went on over the weekend. We'll go ahead and dive into that. Then an explosive report out of Indiana. That has, when I was reading it, I was just floored. I think another thing that really was perplexing, this did not make any national media whatsoever. They've been trying to keep the lid on this for a long time. Then the Colts, we'll talk about Anthony Richardson. They need to move on. It's going to be year 3. He's injury prone. And now he's saying that he has pain in his shoulders. This is OTAs. Injuries don't get better. They get worse as they progress if you don't let them heal. We'll go ahead and dive into that. And then finally, are the Pittsburgh Steelers serious about winning this year? The moves they've made, the talent they've lost, the acquisition they've drafted, and free agencies they've signed. Are they serious about winning? I don't know. We'll go ahead and dive into these stories and many more when we come back from a quick rap album. It's your boy Big Vern. Give me a beat.
Ba-bum, ba-bum. It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios with another rap album. Balance by Master Killer, Wu-Tang Killer Bees. In stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track is Eagle's Claw with Master Killer, Raekwon, and Capadonna. Building with the Abbott, aka the RZA. Glad to Meet You is probably the song of the summer. If you listen to Glad to Meet You with Method Man and Snoop, that's probably one of the hottest tracks I've heard to date. Like, it give you that old Wu feeling. Like, you just, man, that nice to meet. Look, trust me, go get it. Then Trumpets with Nori, AZ, and Uncle Murder. Master Killer, Balance, in stores now.
The Master Killer, shout out to the Wu doing their thing. Glad to see those brothers still at it. Make sure you grab the album. Not going to delay it, but going to go ahead and start right here because Keyshawn Davis, he knows better. He knows better, but what happened this weekend was a complete and utter disaster. Top Rank, they built a championship boxing card around him. He was supposed to defend his title against Mr. De Los Santos. Now, I don't like to read too much into the energy. And when I say that, the energy to me didn't match what was going down, what I could see in people's body language. Because he didn't have a problem, at least up until my knowledge. He didn't have a problem with De Los Santos, but then all the rah-rah, all the braggadocious, I'm the biggest, baddest, this, that, and the third, it really didn't sit anywhere with me. At this point, I'm just like, make the fight. And so when he comes, when he gets on the scales, he gets on the scales and he misses weight. He misses weight by nearly 5 pounds. He didn't even attempt to go ahead and cut the weight. So that was strike one. They gave, Top Rank, they gave the De Los Santos team the opportunity to still fight because at that point, Keyshawn already lost his title on the scale. He already lost his belt on the scales. Even if he won the fight, he was going to get stripped anyway, and it was going to have one of those interim things, or they were going to have someone fight for a vacant title. That's just pretty much what the situation would have been. And so credit to De Los Santos and his team, they didn't want to go through with it. they didn't want to go through with it because they're professionals. So instead of hold your head down, instead of being humble, instead of being in your hometown and letting things progress, you took it to the next level. He took things to the next level. Now, I didn't know that his brother was going to be on the card. They let him open the card. He opened the card and he was rocked up pretty bad. He was rocked up pretty bad in that fight. He did lose a majority decision. I was just like, okay, that's the end of that. And then I was ready for the Abdullah Mason fight. And the sad part is, I think that was majority of the boxing fans. Majority of the boxing fans, they were ready for the Abdullah Mason fight, but you couldn't get your head around all of the commotion backstage when ESPN cuts away in the second or third round, I believe. And then you have the guy who beat up his brother. He's got a big ooh-wee knot on his forehead. And come to find out that Keyshawn and his brothers went to that guy's dressing room and they jumped him. I can't make this up. They jumped this man on a national broadcast. ESPN was televised all over. It was a horrendous look. Now, there are many reports out there circulating that he wasn't jumped, he was getting head-butted, or I don't care what it is. At any point, you shouldn't have been backstage in another guy's dressing room on his big night. If it wasn't congratulatory, you shouldn't have been back there. You should not have been back there trying to beat up a guy who your brother had 10 rounds to get the job done and he didn't. All the crashing out, and then they're talking about people are forming narratives. Nobody's forming a narrative against you all. When you're wrong, you are wrong. When you're wrong, you're wrong. But there was also something that I didn't agree with that started to happen after the event. And we'll talk about that when we come back from a quick 20. This your boy, Big Vern.
Ba-bam, ba-bam. It's your boy, Big Vern, coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios with another rap album. I know it's like Christmas in the summertime. Overcast. While the Iron is Hot, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track is Truth. Truth is dope. Stumbling, I listen to that every day. Stumbling in 6 a.m.? 6 a.m. is crazy. Strange Ways with Vince Staples, New Era, and One Time. Overcast. While the Iron is Hot, in stores now.
Yo, shout out to Overcast. I enjoyed the album. I'm still 6 a.m. is cold to me. That's my joint. When we last left off on the other side of the content, we were talking about the fallout from that event. And I've started to see some boxing channels apologize for Keyshawn's behavior. That is not me. Keyshawn is not my family. He's not related to me. Keyshawn himself should be able to go ahead and apologize. The fact that I think it was Blue Blood Sports TV, he reported that Terrence Crawford and Brian Bomack, they had to go into the locker room and apologize for that guy's behavior because they assessed how devastating this situation was. Because I've never heard of anything like that. The only thing that's come close to that was the Darrell versus Uzcategui situation where they stole on this man in the ring after the fight because they said that he hit Darrell late or after the bell and dropped him. And then you had Showtime talking about that guy was on the run. I remember that. And that was the only thing that I could have referenced that was even close in memory. But to go into a guy's dressing room on his big night where he went into hostile territory and came away with the victory, you don't want to congratulate this guy. Y'all jump him or headbutt him or whatever. You shouldn't have been in there to begin with. And number one, why would you go in there with your brothers? So one-on-one thing, be a man. Go in there. Hey, look, good fight. Good fight. Don't worry about it. Y'all might have to run it back, but nonetheless, congratulations. You was the better man tonight. And then walk away. But every time you see these things, Some of these people, and like I said, there's other channels, make it seem like black people have to apologize for the behavior of other black people. And that is totally not the case. That is totally not the case. I'm not an apologist for anyone who is not my immediate family. I will never apologize for someone who is not my son, who is not my daughter, who's not my wife. I have no apologies for anybody for someone else's behavior. And it's a learned pattern behavior thing because it's conditioned black people where you have to explain this to people. And that in itself is another form of racism to me because no one gets a camera put in their face when these white dudes end up killing these white women on Dateline. They never ask them to apologize. Come out and explain yourself. No. They don't do it on school shootings. They don't do it on anything else. When you have people from another country, they do some killings on some people or they delete some people. They never ask them to go ahead and take account for the entire race of these people. And so as black people, you should not be made to feel embarrassed or anything. I felt embarrassed for the boxing community as a whole, because honestly, looking at the cards this year, American boxing is bad. The best cards are maybe Riyadh, and then you have a candidate for fight of the year in Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, to where people were talking about they wanted to run that back. I can't tell you an American card that has captivated the world like that. Would this have been one? Yes. If Keyshawn would have been professional and not try to cheat, not try to make a statement. You're in your hometown. I don't care about his future prospects. I don't care about how things look and things like that. I'm not going to apologize for that. Like I said, before the breaks, I thought that he's content with being a Terrence Crawford backup dancer. You a little man's little man. That's how that goes. And when the opportunity presented itself for you to walk in a different light, you didn't. And still to right now, he hasn't apologized to anybody for anything. You made your brother look bad. You made Virginia look bad. Over 2,000 people called to get their money back. They lost money on the deal. You lost money on the deal. The card was an utter disaster. ProBox TV is putting on better events than Top Rank Boxing. Let that sink in. ProBox TV is putting on better events than ESPN Top Rank Boxing. They're putting on better cards than the PBC. Everybody's putting on better cards than the PBC. But right now, this is very bad. Does he deserve an opportunity? Yeah, this is America. It's the land of second chances. I don't know if fans will be trusted in watching this again or watching him or have anything to do with it. That's just where people are. I don't want to hear about any dream matchups and this. Look, once you make weight, once the contracts are signed, I will pay attention. If none of that has taken place, pretty much it's just white noise in the background. Just white noise in the background. So again, it was just a bad night for American boxing as a whole. I don't know how you come back from this. I don't know who wants to even deal with this because he can't be trusted. And, you know, it's sad because here it was, he was the leader of his family. He had his younger brother, his older brother, his sister was out there singing the national anthem. I mean, you could have parlayed that into a whole different bag. But now, everybody's on the fence about what do you do with Keyshawn? I guess you leave him where you found him. If you are in the Virginia, Newport area, get in the comments. Let me know what you think. Again, if you are listening to this pod,
Get in the comments. Let us know. Did we get it right? What did we leave out? This is Big Vern. We talk back. We'll be back. Top of the hour. This is your